Hi, good afternoon, everybody. In this video, we're going to take a look at the contenders and the pretenders in acquiring Jack Eichel. Coming up. Okay, I wanted to do this. I wanted to set up all the teams. We're going to look at them and just briefly where we stand, where we don't stand, where I think they stand and where they don't stand, and so on. And let's see if we can pull out the teams that we think just aren't serious, really, about making a deal with us. So I'm going to start with the Pacific Division, and we're going to work our way division to division, and we're going to try, I guess maybe we'll see how many I pull out, because I got no clue. I just set up the board and had this idea. So let's get started, okay? The Pacific, Anaheim. I got them as a pretender. I'm going to put contenders and then possibles also. Okay, so let's do that. We'll set that up in a sec. I got the Ducks as pretenders. I just don't see them being serious. They don't want to give any pieces. Let's just get rid of them. Let's move on from Anaheim. And the truth is, teams that are rebuilding, okay, and they're in a rebuild right now. Teams that are rebuilding don't want to give up their assets for one player. They just don't want to, right? It doesn't make any sense to them, and I can get that. That'd be like us giving up our first rounders, guys, and Dylan Cousins to go and get Zibanejad or something from the Rangers. Would that make sense? No, it wouldn't make sense at all, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Calgary, I got as a possible. Yeah, they're a possible. Edmonton, no, they're off. They just don't have the money. Forget it. Forget Edmonton. They're booked for like the next decade. They're finished. LA as a possible still. I still see them as a possible. San Jose, no. No, there really is nothing they have in assets, folks. They kept an old team together for so long, they have no assets. Forget it. There's nothing there. The only thing they could give us are future first-round picks, and that destroys their organization. It wouldn't make sense for them. Seattle have made it very clear that they're going along the lines of prospects and building up to a team. They don't want to do the Vegas thing, which I agree with, because Vegas very soon is going to be the pits, very soon. Vancouver, they finally got some cap space open. I don't think they're about to go and use it. And the truth is, no, Vancouver have a dumb enough GM. Sorry, Vancouver, I'm just talking out loud here. But I think their GM could go and give us too much. But there's really nothing in Vancouver we'd want that we wouldn't have to pay big money for right away, you know? Like, I just think, do we really want a guy like Peterson? And I know Vancouver, you wouldn't give Peterson. I'm giving an example. Do we want Jack Eichel 2.0? Another problem guy that's going to start complaining about winning and losing. Peterson just had a good run with the Vancouver Canucks recently, and he's already complaining less than a year later. Give me a break. Canucks showed good promise there not long ago, please. And Vegas have no assets. Vegas are a pretender also. They have no assets, guys. You know, really. So the only two teams I've got surviving this division is Calgary and LA. Really, I can't see Vegas. I can't. Do we really want first-round picks that are going to be 27th, 26th? You know, we're not going to go for it. I'm going to say right away that Arizona is not a pretender. They could give us the best package out of anybody in the NHL right now. They never would. They're building their team in draft picks right now. And it's a strategy that I respect. I get what they're doing. I do. You know, they're probably going to be the worst team in the league this year. But they're stockpiling, which is not a bad idea. Chicago, yes. I say they're a possibility. And Sabres fans will say, why? Why? Because we always rip off Chicago in deals, guys. So we got to keep Chicago on the board. Seriously. Seriously, you know. Colorado, yes. I think Colorado's a possibility. I do. I really think Colorado's a possibility because if they want to go for the cup this year, it's a decision. And then they can play with their cap next year and figure it out again. having Jack Eichel, and they could always move Jack. They could just take him for a year, guys, and then they could trade him to Boston, let's say. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible. I could see a team like Colorado just saying, you know what, screw this. We're going to go for the whole damn thing this year. They could. Colorado's possible. Dallas, no. Can't see him going there. And the truth is, that's an aging team. No, I just can't see. I can't see Dallas. I can't see Dallas. Minnesota is a mess financially. Not that that's Guerin's fault at all. Those stupid contracts they gave, years ago came back to haunt them, which, they knew it would when they did it. So it wasn't like, they planned it that way. So Minnesota, I think, is off the boards. I do. I know people have, and they don't want to give up their prospects. And the truth is, they really shouldn't. In a way, they shouldn't, because very soon Minnesota, if they're going to go and, start overpaying players, I won't even say names, but they're going to start overpaying players like that. They're going to go and give this guy $10 million right away, and he's had, one 30-goal season? Give me a break. But it is their team. Let them do what they want. I just can't see many coming after Jack, to be honest. Nashville, I see as a possible. Yeah, I see Nashville as a possible. Nashville's been known to be aggressive before. It's hard to tell with Nashville because they have some money, but they also have some, we'd have to take a contract, I'm guessing, St. Louis, no, I can't see St. Louis making a play for Jack at all, to be honest. I just can't. I would think it's funny if he wound up there, though. That would be funny. Unless they move a big name. It's hard to tell with St. Louis. St. Louis is possible. I guess I should leave them possible. Yeah, they're possible. They are. And Winnipeg is possible, but their GM doesn't do much. So I'm going to take Winnipeg off the boards because they have a GM that's not very aggressive. So I could see these being possibles here. And let's move on. Let's go to Carolina. And we'll go to the Metropolitan Division now. I can't see Carolina. I'll say it right away. Can't see them doing it. They just put $6 million into Kotkaniemi. Can't see it happening. Yes, Columbus is in. Yeah, they could still make a play for Jack. Jersey, no. No, they're not going to go spend crazy right away when they're just starting to get like the Hughes brothers. And no, I don't think Jersey's in. The Islanders, no. But you never know with Lamoriello. I will say that. You never know with Lamoriello. The Rangers, yes, they're still in. The Flyers, interesting one. No, but I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden they came on the table with something. I wouldn't be shocked. The Penguins, yes. Yes, I believe the Penguins definitely can make a play for Jack. Yep, wouldn't that haunt everybody over there in that division, eh? Yep, I could see them going for their next franchise center while he's available. I could see that for sure. The Capitals, guys, it's an old team. They might think they have one kick of the can left, They might think they have one kick of the can left, but what can they trade us? We don't want their 30-year-olds. We don't want anybody in their 30s coming back in this deal, or we lost the deal badly, I know some of you guys were taught, it was few of you were talking like some of the Habs, Petrie, net. I don't want guys in their 30s, really. Not for Jack. We can't do that, guys. I think we can get those veteran defensemen in free agency. Again, I'm going to go off about Chara again. I still really think that'd be a smart move for us, for 2 years or something. Washington, I'm going to say no. No, I'm going to put Washington. Washington's over here, so let's get these guys off the board. All right. I just can't see it happening with these other teams, so let's get them off the board. All right, that's just having a little fun, guys. So we got them left from the Metropolitan. These guys left from the Central. And these guys left from the Pacific. All right, so we're down to, well, we got 11 teams. Our division, okay? The Atlantic, definitely Boston would be in on it, somehow, some way. I'm putting Boston there. Of course, Buffalo comes off the board. Detroit, I could see as a possible. I could see Detroit as a possible. I could see Florida as a possible. Montreal's off the board. They're not a contender no more. Ottawa, the truth is Jack would want out. And Ottawa knows it, I think. He would go to Ottawa and it'd be the same thing. They're rebuilding, they're losing. Ottawa's not going to be as good as last year. They're coming into this division this year. You know what I mean? It's not the Canadian division this year, Ottawa. This is the real division. So I can't see Ottawa making a play. And the truth is, honestly, Melnick's too cheap. He is. He's got guys he's going to have to pay very soon. And watch, folks, watch what he does. I guarantee he's going to move out the big salaries eventually in Ottawa. It's always what he does. We'll see, though. And the truth, I don't think Tkachuk is going to stay there long term anyway in Ottawa. I really don't. I mean, Ottawa fans might want to believe that. I think all the Tkachuk brothers might want to go to St. Louis. I know it's wrong. I do. All right, so Ottawa's off. I can't see Ottawa. Tampa Bay's broke. Forget Tampa. And Toronto, we would, hell or high water, we would never trade him to Toronto, so that's not happening. All right, so let's look at this now. We got how many? 6? 10, we got 12 teams, okay? I'm going to look for contenders here, all right? I would see a team like Colorado being a contender, okay? I would see, so I'm going to put the contenders on the left. No, I'm going to put the possibles on the left, the contenders on the right. All right, I could see Nashville, if they choose to be, being a contender. And Chicago just being a possible. They have too many bad contracts as it is. Well, maybe big contracts, I should say, but when you're paying guys in their 30s like $10 million, it's not a good contract. Not really. Calgary, a possible. A possible. LA, I could see as a contender again. All right. I could see them contending again. I definitely could see the Blue Jackets contending to get them again if they make a push. Depends. The Rangers I see now only as a possible, not a contender. I see them as a possible. I see the Penguins as a contender. I know we're not hearing nothing about the Penguins, just my gut feeling, guys. Really, that's all this is. Boston, definitely a contender. They would do anything to get Eichel on their team. Detroit, just a possible. And Florida, I would put as a possible. You know? Now, if I'm going to start separating this, breaking it down, you know, I would leave them just the way that is right there. Here, there's no way Buffalo would trade to Boston. Boston's going to have to go through a third-party thing to make it happen. So the odds are, out of all the contenders, no. Nashville, LA's made it very clear. They don't want to let us have any of their prospects. They're kind of off the boards. So if I'm looking at these 4 teams here, I would have to put Colorado, Pittsburgh. You know what? And I still like the Blue Jackets' chances. I do. Not looking at it this way. And I would have to say Nashville most likely would bow out, I'm guessing. I would hope if it was all these teams, I would hope it would be Chicago somehow, because I just know we'd rip them off. I just know that we'd rip them off. Look at our history with them. So out of these three, they would be my three favorites right now. I would have Pittsburgh, the Blue Jackets, I'd have Columbus, Pittsburgh, and I would have, I would actually throw Colorado in there. I would. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past Colorado making a play. Really. You know, they want to win a Stanley Cup now. They got way more chance right now. They got way more chance than Vegas this year. Just because of goaltending. Just that reason alone, I would go with these guys. Yep. And Colorado, I think, is more hungry than Vegas. I do. Last year, I would have said, no way, they'll beat Vegas in a series. This year, Colorado will beat Vegas in a series if they meet them. I think so. I just do. I think Vegas is out of time already. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised this year if Vegas loses early in the playoffs. Has a good year, fizzles out in the playoffs, wins like 6 playoff games, and they're done. And that's it for that team, too. So if we wanted to have a revenge factor in Jack, send him to Vegas with an aging team with no prospects. It's the best revenge. All right, guys, that's it. Just wanted to have a little fun with this. So that's my three favorites right now are Colorado, Pittsburgh, and Columbus. And, of course, Boston's going to be peeping in. And LA will be peeping in. And the Rangers, I don't think are serious. I think we should be done with the Rangers. We're not going to go for guys like Strome, and it just doesn't make sense, you know. So I can't see Buffalo doing it with the Rangers. I can't see Buffalo doing it in our division either, right? Let's stop those. I would say let's keep these as the main source of possible teams to do trades with. You know, I don't want to do trades with teams that I know it's kind of a waste of time. We just know we're not going to go to, like, you know, Montreal now. Montreal's like, we're not going to trade to Ottawa. We're not, most likely never going to trade it Jack in our division. Like, not that we're scared to, but it wouldn't make sense to help a team in our division. Wouldn't make sense. So I can't see us doing it. All right, so those are my three. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to do a trade video now, and it's one of those three I'm doing. So stay tuned. I'll see you then.